Sorry, I'm under Mariah. Who's under Mariah? Oh, Emma, you're Mariah as well.
Oh, I was like, who are you? Who is
I
me?
was like, who is who? I was like, who is the other Mariah on here? It's fine. Did I hit record? I did. Okay, so tonight what we wanted to do is we really wanted to talk about that fine portion of it. We spent all of last week talking about it, giving you guys different tips, different tricks, different strategies, different things in order to grow your audience, to grow your following, your friends list, and not just to grow them, but also to engage with them in a way where they start to see your stuff and you're starting to build closer, tighter relationships with them in a way to have that opening to start conversations. So I guess what I would love to do is start off with any sort of questions you guys have. And if you want anything reiterated, or if you want any, or if you have any questions on any of that, to start there before we move on. And then this following week, we're going to talk all about how to share. So what to post, what to talk about, how often, all of those sorts of things, so that we can get you, so that you're growing your audience, that you're sharing in a way that feels good, and that you're inviting on a daily basis. And then I just love the way that the Slight Edge book has kind of like come in and like intertwined itself within all of this, because it just makes it like, okay, here's what I'm supposed to be doing, but this is why I'm supposed to be doing this every single day. And I might not feel like I'm getting where I want to be just yet, but it's like that quote from Gabby, like, when you know that it's coming, you can wait, and you can wait without anxiety. Like, we're not just sitting back and waiting and hoping and praying. We know that the steps that we're taking every single day are actually what's going to bear like the fruit of, the labor. So it's really just about continuing to do it, so we get to that point of the breakthrough, or the point of, when all of a sudden that compound effect goes from looking like nothing to, holy shit, I just took over an entire lake, right? As the hyacinth or whatever you call that thing. So wanted to open it up, talk to you, because I know almost every single one of you that's on this call is in that group. And if you're not in that group, you can still join it. And if you're not in that group and you want to join it, just hit up your coach and let them know. But also, if you're not in that group and you have no idea what I'm talking about right now, we're talking about building your audience and finding people. So if you have questions on that, like, jump right in. So I'm going to open it at the floor to questions. You guys know I will sit here completely silent until somebody asks a question. So and if you don't have an actual question and you just learned something, or you've attempted something that we put together and it's working for you, you can share too. So questions or sharing. Let's go. Oh my God.
I was just gonna say that when Joan, when Joan did her live and she was going through her friends list, something that I just hadn't even thought of was like going to all your guy friends and going to their friends and grabbing all the girls that look like they would be your bestie from there. Because I was kind of going to my girlfriends who were like my people, or people that had said no to me, and going to their friends, but like guys went right over my head. So that was a big takeaway that I had that I'm going to implement.
Amazing. And a takeaway I took is that Mariah said that you can fix your list so you see the most recent on Instagram, and that's a big one. So I love that I'm completely sick and I look like death. Katie hasn't slept like in fucking 5 years and she looks tired. Meg's got sunglasses on because she can't see. Like, your leaders are really fucking killing it right now. But we're here. See the small things every single day.
I've been doing the birthday messages, and I feel like I've been getting a good response from that. So I know, Joan, you've talked about that so many times, and this is like the first time I've actually implemented it every day. And just confession, but I'm doing it now, and that's like part of my thing. And I love that now I get to follow up with them next week or in a few days.
Yeah, it's a fun habit, right? Like, it's something that's like super joyful to start your day with. Like, hey, like, I noticed your birthday's coming up in a couple days, and I just wanted to like send you a quick like happy birthday. I hope you have like the best day, anything fun planned. You're going to stand out from the other people who don't message until something pops up and goes, oh, happy birthday. And then they have 90 billion happy birthdays in their inbox and you just look like everybody else. But if you send that quick one beforehand, they're like, oh my God, she realized it was my birthday and she like took the time to like actually message me, and they usually write back. The other thing is the recently added as well. Because I'm not going in there and giving them like an entire like novel about myself and what I do and all that stuff, and I'm literally just like commenting about something that's happening in their life on their page and then being like, dude, I'm just sending you like sweet vibes today. Like, I hope you have a best day. I'm not lying to you guys. Almost every single person that I send that to messages me back and is like, oh my God, you're so sweet. Right back at you. Like, thank you so much. And then they'll like say a little bit more to me. And I won't jump like right back on it and be like, oh, blah, 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 blah. Like, I might comment like, something back, but I'm not going to jump in and like start a full on conversation. I'm going to let them stick around for like a week or so, follow up with them, start a conversation then about something else on their page. And then like a couple days from then send the like, yo, have you seen my post about my group? Like, I totally think your vibe fits. I'd love to have you in there. And it's kind of like, like Christina Battaglia and I talk a lot about how if you're doing this business right, and I don't know who's typing. Is that you, Megan? I'm just going to mute you real quick. I don't know who's doing this. Like, like if you're doing this business right and you're posting consistently and you're talking about the things that you're doing on your story and you're doing all of those things, what should happen is that you shouldn't have to give like this big drawn out, like crazy invite copy paste thing that everybody else does, right? Like, you can just be you, and when they watch your story, be like, dude, thanks so much for the post on my dog. Like, I know he's the cutest boy in the entire world. Real question, when you freaking joining my group, dude? And like, that's when people are like, oh my God, like, I know I've been thinking about it or whatever. But that just it's like such a natural conversation rather than, I have a group that's starting on this date and it's with these ladies and it's going to be really great. And it starts on this time. Do you have any health and fitness goals? Have you ever considered joining my group? Like, how many times did they get that from somebody, right? Like, so if you're building that relationship and you're talking to them on a regular basis, or they're seeing your stuff on a regular basis or liking your stuff on a regular basis, and then you were like, that's great that you fucking love my shoes, but when you're joining my group, that's like, it just opens it up and it feels so much more like you're talking to a friend than if you're just like trying to sell somebody on something. So that's why we want to kind of be consistent. And we'll talk about, tips and tricks next week about like the consistency, how much you want to post, the types of posts that you want to put up, how you want to like think about your content, what your images should look like, how you should be talking, like how you breadcrumb your story, what your story is. Like, we're going to go into with that, all of that with you guys next week. But I want to make sure that you guys are really clear on how to kind of build that audience on a day-to-day basis, because you don't just build your audience overnight. It's not like you go and pay for like thousands of followers, and it's not like you're going to gain hundreds of followers in like a week. But if you're consistently just like adding a couple here and there, and they're seeing your stuff on a daily basis, then you're building that snowball effect of when you can go ahead and like invite people. What else we have? Questions, shares, takeaways, thoughts?
I actually love the birthday thing too, because I was able to reach out. I had a big group that we went to nursing school with, and I was able to reach back out to all of them. And they're like, hey man, I've been watching your stories. You're doing fantastic. Tell me what you're up to. And it's been nice to reconnect on a nursing level, but then on the same time, tell them about my story, what's been going on, and trying to lead them to me. So that's been really good. The birthday thing was spot on.
Yeah, it's a fun way to connect, and it like literally takes just minutes in the beginning of your day, and it's super fun.
It's been very good for me, where I really only have 10 minutes a day to sit down and do that. It's an easy thing to go to and to work off of. So thank you.
You're welcome. Anybody? Bueller?
I've learned a lot from reading The Slight Edge. I think the biggest thing for me that I've taken away from that book is kind of what she'd put in the comment section. But truly, it's very easy for us to do the things over and over, but it's even easier for us to not do them. And that's kind of where I find myself falling into the trap of it's easy to not do them. I have to remind myself each and every single day why I'm doing this. I have to have a big enough goal that it keeps that fire burning, and having the group, having that Find, Share, Invite group has really helped me a lot to be responsible every day.
That's awesome. Yeah. I'll tell you that I think one of the reasons why I stay so consistent and why I have stayed so consistent. Oh, congrats, guys. We're a premier team. I just found that out today. So the reason why I think that I have been able to be so consistent in my business is because where it is really easy to do it and it's really easy not to do it, the feeling I get with the really easy not to do isn't good. Like, I will wake up with anxiety. I won't sleep well because I know that I'm not doing something that I should be doing, and I'm not working towards what I know my full potential is or where I could go with this business. And I repeatedly see friends in this business and, other coaches in the network, like, succeeding and promoting and earning more money and, making giant leaps and bounds in their business. And I think that it's really easy to compare yourself and think, oh shit, like, like they're just better than me. But what it does for me instead is, like, I have something in my brain that's just like, if they can, I can. Me not doing my work right now is making it so I don't get what they have. And I want that really badly. And so, like, it almost causes me anxiety, depression, sadness, low energy, and all of those things when I'm not doing what I should be doing. And then I think to myself, well, is it actually easier not to do the things, or is it easier to do the things? Because if I'm not doing the things and I'm feeling like that, like, nobody wants to feel like that. And that feeling lasts a lot longer than maybe like the 30 seconds it takes to get motivated to sit down at your laptop or on your phone and start doing the things. Because once you start doing them, you're like, oh my God, that took no time. That was so easy. Like, because it really is so easy. And then you feel good. And then you have people respond to you that are interested. And then you go to bed feeling accomplished. And, like, then you have those feelings instead of the negative feelings. And then you realize, like, yes, it's easy to do and it's easy not to do. But the easy not to do thing leaves me feeling like shit. And the easy to do thing makes me feel good. So if it's easy either way, wouldn't I rather feel good? So you flip that switch in your head and you start thinking that way. And it's really just like it is about, like, your workouts too, right? Like, it's super easy not to press play on your workout and sit on the couch. But then all you do is sit there and think about how you didn't do your workout and how you should have, and how you feel like shit about not doing it. And you feel guilty about not doing it. And, like, you feel fatter by the minute because you're like, I didn't do my workout, right? So, like, you might as well just do it, get it over within 30 minutes, and then feel like a badass the rest of the day. So it's, like, about reassessing, like, our pain and our pleasure points, and realizing that, like, the more painful thing isn't doing it. The more painful thing is not doing it. And Tony Robbins is somebody who talks about this a lot. He talks about reassociating your pain and pleasure motivators, and how, like, if you can figure out a way to give yourself pain for the things that you're not doing that you should be doing, then you'll end up readjusting that in your brain and doing them. So, like, one of the exercises he had us do at the Unleash the Power Within event that I went to is he had us, literally, it was like a 20-minute meditation, which was very intense, in a dark room where he removed the children from the room because it was that intense. And he had us picture our lives and picture us not doing what we want and staying exactly where we are the rest of our lives, with that feeling of want, with that yearning for more, with the feeling of, like, oh, now this time has passed and I haven't done what I wanted to, and I haven't spent time with my family, and I haven't traveled to where I want to, and I haven't done this and I haven't done that. And actually, because it's the compound effect and things start working backwards because we're not doing the things that we're supposed to be doing, where we would end up, and bringing us to that point of, okay, I can't not do what I'm supposed to be doing right now because it's going to lead there. And so, like, if you can do that and switch that, I know that was like a really long, like, tangent for what Tammy said, but if you can reassociate that and, like, just really, really connect with your why of why you're doing this, And then remind yourself when you're doing those things, like how happy and excited you do get when you get that message back from somebody that's like, yes, I'm interested, or yes, I want to, or when they pull the trigger on the challenge pack, when you make those 2 points, like, you know, like those are the things that you focus on and focus on getting more of that will help you sit down and do more of what you want. What else, guys? Doesn't have to be about find, share, invite either. What are you struggling with? What do you need help with? What's going on? What's working well for you? What are your goals? Who wants to be diamond by the end of this month? Meredith does. Tammy does. Susan does. Amy does. Who else? Casey does. All right, guys. So tell me how you're getting there. Oh my God, is your name Margarita? That's amazing. Margarita does. What's your name, Margarita? That's amazing. I'm sorry, you guys. I'm sick, and I was just like, margaritas.
I think learning about the text replacement and how to set yourself up to be able to do things in a timely fashion, that's been really key for me, because I can do it. Like, I have a second job on the weekend, so I can do it while I'm sitting there. So that has made it easier for me to push forward with my invites. And even though I don't have any coaches underneath me, yet, I do have customers, and I will get there. I absolutely know that. My goal is to get to diamond. I would love to do it by the end of this month. So it's just getting the right people underneath me.
So you 100% can go diamond this month, because I know people who go, I mean, I went diamond in a day for my mom's account that I built for her. Like, I threw 12 people under her in one day. So like, you absolutely can do it. And we've had people on this team who are brand new, and granted, I'll give you the fact that like I'm a 10-star diamond who's been in the business for a long time. I know how to sign people when I need to, but like, we've had people on this team join and go diamond within 21 days. Like, we've had people join and go diamond within 19 days. So like, you can do it. It's literally just about putting in the work. Also, if you're not signing people as coaches, why? They're all customers. Are you signing them with challenge packs?
Well, so the first person that I signed, she didn't want to do any shakes. She just wanted to trial it. I am working with her because she is not enjoying the program that she's doing right now, which is something outside of Beachbody. So I am working her back to my stuff. And the other person, again, it was a situation where she was diagnosed with rheumatoid arthritis. So I was trying to help her get active. So we were kind of trialing things, but she's been doing PIO, and it's been really, really good for her. So my next step, in which I work with her, so now we're moving towards getting her signed up for Shakeology and things like that, which I will do a completion pack for her for that. So I have her on Beachbody On Demand for 6 months right now. So, which I think for me, it was just, kind of feeling things out. I've never been in sales. It's never been something that I've done. But I think now with everything that I'm learning from this group, it's been very helpful to kind of know what I need to do next to get the coaches underneath me.
Yeah, we're going to dig into conversations and objections and things like that as well, too. But a lot of it is setting yourself up. Who is your coach, Pam?
Erica Larson.
Okay, Erica, have you ghosted her conversations for her? Yeah, you got to do that from the beginning. All right, here's a big tip, you guys. Kim Carver went live in the roundtable the other day. It's the 5-star and above wall right that we have on Facebook. And it just clicked for me, and I was like, holy shit, that's exactly what I used to do. And when things were like just like bing, 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 like freaking like growing like crazy, we do this crazy thing, right? Like, we have these people who come to us and they're basically super nervous and overwhelmed about like being a coach, because they don't really know what like multi-level marketing really is. They're worried that people are going to think a certain way of them. They don't want to be salesy. They don't know how to run a business. They have no idea when it comes to like Success Club and like points and how you earn those, and coach back office and all this stuff is just like crazy jargon that they have no idea about, right? And so what do we do as coaches? We send them like a giant email with like all this information. We add them into groups to train them. We put them in this, here, do like this training group here, go to the back office and check out this new coach training here. What do you think that does to somebody who's already overwhelmed?
adds to it. It's very
overwhelms them more, right? Makes them look at it and go, holy shit, I really don't know what I'm doing. And it just adds to that feeling of, holy shit, I don't know what I'm doing. So instead, if we back up and we say, listen, in this business, you don't need to know anything. Like, all you need to do is go share your excitement that you just signed up with this to somebody else. And I will literally help you with that conversation. So I want you to message mom, dad, uncle, cousins, friends, sisters, brothers, uncle. And I want you to just say, dude, I just joined this freaking group and I'm so fucking pumped about it. I want you to join me. You don't have to swear if you don't want to. I swear a lot. It's fine. So you can send that to them and then they go, what the hell are you doing? You're like, I don't even know. All I know is somebody got amazing results and I'm in and I'm doing it. Do you want to do it with me? Literally, they have people join them right away, which means you can then look at them and go, boom, you just made this commission. Oh my God, you just made Success Club. You're an Emerald. Then you put them in the training. And then they go, oh, I already know what Success Club is. I just made that. Oh, I know how to just send a share card. I've already done that. Oh, I know how to do this. I've already done it. And then it's not quite so overwhelming, right? And, oh, put a post up. Here, I'll help you word your post. Okay, great. Put that up. When people like it, I'm going to help you write to those people and invite them. This is what I used to do in the beginning. It's what works because people have no idea what they're doing. They just need help and that confidence behind it. And to know that, like, you don't have to know anything. You just need to start signing people. You can figure out the rest of the shit as you go. But as soon as they have that confidence and a little bit of income behind it, then they're like, okay, I can figure this out. Like, literally, Katie, Meg, Mariah, like all those coaches that are on this team that are thriving now, that's exactly how they started, was put up a post, talk to people, their coach helped them go to those conversations. That's it.
Erica's been really good about helping me with my posts and getting the verbiage out there and how to get all that down. That's for sure. And you're right. It is, it is really overwhelming to have all the technical stuff behind, but Erica's been great about trying to baby step me in. So we've met at the coffee shop and stuff. That's been really, really helpful. And I can't thank her enough for trying to hold my hand and help me through this. So it's been good. And I've got goals and she's right there to help me. So it's very good.
Yeah, that's awesome. But Erica, I want you to look at her conversations and I want you to help her with them. All right. That just reminded me of something else, but then I forgot it. So what was I going to say? Anyone else?
Can I say something real quick too?
Yeah.
You know, I remember as a brand new coach, I started out kind of like you were talking about, Joan. I just started out by inviting people. I didn't know what the heck I was doing. But I was worried about coming off as salesy and being, you know, that person that wanted people to start drinking those shakes. And I know that you have said this a bazillion times, literally almost every single week we hear it from somebody. When you truly believe in the products, when you truly believe in what you are doing, not just the fitness side of things, but the nutrition and the shakes and the performance line, when you believe in it, you can share that because you are excited about it. You aren't going to come off as disingenuine. You aren't going to come off as salesy because you aren't trying to sell something. What you're trying to do is truly get people the best results, and you're doing that because you believe in what you've got.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, I think that a lot of the times, and here's the thing too, that I'll just add to that. That doesn't even necessarily mean that you need to know all the details. You don't. Like, you know, Erica, you know a lot about Shakeology and you've really dug into that because you're so passionate about it. But I will tell you that you can also just come from the standpoint of, I don't know, it just makes me feel fucking good and you should try it too. Like, literally, like, this makes me feel like this. And I'm telling you, you should try it. And it's a confidence behind what you're saying, but it's also like an excitement of just like sharing something that's worked for you with somebody else. So when you're sharing it that way, you know, if somebody asks you, you know, well, what's like, or if they say like, you know, it's just an expensive protein shake, or if it's something like that, I do think that it's probably important for you to have that in your back pocket of like a go-to statement. But you could ask your coach. You don't have to have that off the top of your head. You could be like, dude, she said this, what do I say? And then just like Meg just put in the comments here, save those snippets so that you have them at a later date to use, to be like, oh, I remember last time somebody said this, Katie told me to say this, or I remember last time somebody said this, Erica told me to say this. And so like you have those little things in your back pocket to use. As I snag Mariah's. Wait, so I'm just gonna look at the chat real quick, you guys, just because I know that people are posting things in here. A lot of people just want on demand, that's it. So it's been a struggle. My uplines pointed out that's what I started with as well, and now look at me. So Ashley, my first thing back to somebody like that would be like, dude, I completely get you, because that's actually exactly how I started. However, I wish I had have started this way, because I can tell you that now that I've added Shakeology or whatever, Energize and Recover to my day, this is how I'm feeling, and I'm seeing such better results. And you basically get it for like half the price when you do it at first, and there's 100% money back guarantee. So try it now, and if you hate it, you can send it back. But dude, it's working for me. I love it, and you should do it too. And I'm here to tell you what works for me, and I wouldn't be doing you a service if I didn't tell you. That's how I approach it. That's what I say to people, and then they're like, okay, fine. Or if you've done a good enough job forming them and building value, like when they tell you, so I ask a lot of questions, and we'll talk to you guys about this during the conversation parts of this Find, Share, Invite group. But I ask a lot of questions, right? Like, okay, walk me through a day of what you eat. How do you feel? Are there any parts of your day where you have like a lull in energy? How do you sleep? Are you like sleeping through the night? Do you toss and turn? Do you have a hard time getting up? Do you feel rested? At 2:00 in the afternoon, are you feeling like, oh my God, I need to drink like a vat of coffee? Like, how are you feeling? I know coffee doesn't work for you anymore, Katie, but like, like all of those things. And so when you start asking those questions, you get real answers, right? And when you ask them, what does a typical day of eating look like for you? And they say, well, I eat really good all day, but then by the time I get out of work, I'm starving. So I just get whatever at the grocery store, or like I stop and get a pizza, or I stop and get whatever. Then by asking those questions, you can present what you're offering to them as a solution to exactly what they're talking about. Oh, you told me you have a salty sweet like craving. Have you tried a Beach Bar? It's so freaking good. You can keep it in your back pocket. It's got half the sugar of a Kind bar. It's got double the protein. It's amazing. It tastes like so good. It's sweet and salty. It solves both problems. You can eat it on your way home from work so that you're not indulging on something else, and then make a healthy dinner. Oh, great. You get tired at 2 p.m. Have your Shakeology as your like afternoon snack. You won't have to go get a coffee. You'll be full, and you won't be craving bullshit at the end of the day. Like, you can train yourself to turn everything into, well, this is why this product is what works for you. And this is why you should do this. And then when they give you that excuse, you can say, well, you told me this and you want to feel like this, and I'm telling you that's going to do it. So why not give it a try? When you can maneuver it that way, people are like, oh yeah, duh, that makes sense. And oh, guess what? You can drink the entire freaking bag for a month. And if you're not completely obsessed the way I am, literally I can tell you I got a cold because I skipped Shakeology all last week. If I had been drinking Shakeology all last week, there's no freaking way I would have gotten sick this week. It's the first time I've been sick in like 4 years. So you can talk to them about that. But anyways, you can think about those stuff and talk about those things. So my guess is that if somebody's just signing up with On Demand, that either you're not forming them well enough and building that value on what we have to offer, or you're giving in too easily when they give an objection because you don't want to come off salesy, so you're just letting it go. So those are my two things. And then Mariah did post in here, are you talking about it? And I agree with her. Are you talking about what it's doing for you? Are you doing that in your conversations? Are you talking about it in your posts? Are you showing up on Instagram stories and showing yourself using those products? Because if you're not showing up and leading that example, they're not seeing that. It's just like this weekend when I went to the beach with the kids, and one of them gets up on the rocks, and I'm like, no, don't get on the rocks, but they get up on the rocks anyway. So then the other two follow them, and then it's a big pain in the ass. Like, we follow the leader, whether they're doing good things or bad things. So you have to show what you're doing, and people will start copying it. Yes, you saved your pieces. I talked about that. Save document. Yes. Biggest problem is I get their attention. They say they're interested, and then I tell them what it is and what it's about, and they don't say anything back. Okay. So if you're using the same paragraph or whatever that you're getting a non-response to, change it, because clearly it's not working for you. But 2, I would have your coach look at what you're saying to them and your explanation. And then 3, how many times are you following up with them if they don't respond to you? Because I mean, the only difference between Katie, Mariah, Meg, Erica, other successful coaches in this business is we get more no's, we get more people like ghosting us, we get more people like that just ignore us, and we just keep asking and we keep going. So if the biggest difference between you having like time freedom, abundance, and the life you want is just that you're not asking them enough because you're worried about what they'd think, then you got to keep going.
Two things.
Yeah.
Let's see if I can remember them for the whole time. So what I used to do when I first started, and some of my coaches as well, was word vomit. So people would be like, oh my God, what are you doing? And then you're just like, blah, and you tell them everything. You're like, this is the program. It's awesome. And like, we're so excited, and that's great. Like, you want that excitement to come through. And I posted this in the chat. I like slow my roll, and I'm like, okay, I'm excited. That's great. I'm going to convey that energy. But first I'm going to be like, awesome. I'm so glad you're excited about it. What do you want to work on for goals? And then I posted in the chat as well. I was listening to a team call today from another team, and the coach was saying, she adds the questions, what's working well for you? What's not working well for you? Because then you're not salesy at all. You're literally giving them an exact solution. Like Joan was saying, you're giving them the solution to their problems. What's your problem? Oh, here you go. Like, so it's not salesy. It makes it actually a lot easier, but don't just like give them all the details the very first second, because then they're going to be like, oh, this must be really expensive. Oh, this, they're going to have all those thoughts without any curiosity. You want the questions to keep going and building the value. I can't remember what else I was going to say.
What was the routine? I can't remember.
So tired.
So I think that also, have your coach look at what you're saying, what your response is, because it should be something along the lines of like, yeah, oh my God, I'm so glad that you went in. It's so awesome. It's a group that's all about like support and accountability. Like, what are your goals right now? Immediately turn it around. Not a huge paragraph, just like a bam, it's an awesome group. We're having so much fun. Like, what are your health and fitness goals? And just keep asking. Yeah, she's in my stories. Yes, Shaylee. So get it audited if you need it audited. Yeah, Mariah's example. I'm so excited you're interested in joining us. We have so much fun. Where are you working? See, same exact thing. What are you working for goals? It's not interesting. I didn't even read her thing. It's like pretty much the same thing I just said. Yeah, auditing. Yeah, conversation template is your best friend, you guys. Go into the files section of the team page. Go look at the convo template. Go watch that conversation team call that we had just like a few weeks back. It wasn't a few weeks back. It was like a couple months ago, but they're all right there on YouTube. Go watch that. That was an amazing one. Practice with your coach if you want to. I know that that's like super awkward, but you totally could like just like talk back and forth with your coach. And when you like, and you'll learn that way. Tell a friend, be like, dude, can I just like practice on you for a second and like use them, right? And then all of a sudden they buy something from you because they're like, okay, cool, yeah, like I want what you have. So you could do that too, but like you get better as you go, as you practice. And when you have a coach look at it with like a critical eye, it might be awkward at first, but then you're learning from it. And then you can look at the conversation template from there too. And you can be like, oh yeah, that is exactly what I was doing. Or here was where I was messing up a little bit, or those things that start to stick out to you. Other really cool thing is, you guys, when you start to add coaches that are like actually building and you start training them, it's so crazy how all of this stuff like all of a sudden becomes so clear to you, because when you teach it, you retain it. And so all of a sudden you become the expert because you're teaching someone else. So as quickly as possible, I would start sharing that information with the people that you've signed up so you can help them. Yes. Plus you get the bundle. It's a better deal. Yes. Okay, cool. Anything, what time is it? I have no idea. I can't see my screen. 9:38. Any other questions while we're on here? No question. Who got everything that they should in terms of their business done today that they need to? Who's going to before they go to bed, no matter what? You guys, sometimes it's just a simple promise like that to yourself that like, I know I'm fucking tired, but I'm going to feel so much better if I just do this. So like, I'm literally going to do it before I go to bed. And just making that promise to yourself, like, cause that's what I did in the first year of coaching. I was just like, no matter what, I don't care how tired I was. I don't care how much I did that day. I don't care. Like, if it's 1 a.m., if I hadn't gotten done what I needed to do, I took that time and I did it. And the last thing I'll just say is like, it's really easy to look at somebody in this business that's successful and compare yourself to them and be like, they don't understand my life. They don't understand how busy I am. They don't understand this, that, and the other thing. Well, I just was dropped into somebody else's life completely for 4 days who has 3 children. And, Ryan was going off to work and I had to bring them to 2 different schools and 2 different schedules. One of them had, one of them has allergies. I was talking to the nurse about how he lost his epi. I had to go to the, grocery store in the middle of the day, pick up a new epi to drop off at the school. I had to bring them to the emergency care visit yesterday because they all have fucking pink eye. Like literally like, shit just kept happening, right? Like there were things that were going on. And was it as easy to get my workouts in or to get my work in? No, it wasn't. Was I able to? Yes, because it is my priority. So even though I had an 8-year-old, a 6-year-old, and a 4-year-old at home with me that are crazy, I still was able to get done everything that I needed to, including posting to social media, reaching out, following up, recent ads, birthdays, TMZ follow-ups, all of those things because I made it a priority for myself and I scheduled it out that way. And if I had to miss a little bit of sleep or I had to do it at a certain time that I wasn't used to doing it, then that's what I did. So it's really easy to find excuses for ourselves. But if you want something bad enough, you'll find a way instead of an excuse. So, you guys, what to do. And I feel like this group and this book is pushing you to realize I know what to do and I just need to do it. But like play those mind games with yourself. And another thing, just one last tip, Meg always does this too. She like just sets timers for herself and stuff, or like sets tasks for herself where she's like, I can't do this until I've done this, or I can do this once I've done that. Right. So it's like, oh, I can have a glass of wine after I get my power hour in tonight. And I mean, if that motivates you, then like do it. Or it's like, I have to pee really bad, but I'm not doing it until I finish my TMZ follow-ups. I mean, who knows, Meg might get a bladder infection at some point in life, but like that's what she does. And it pushes her to go faster so that she gets it done, but like play little mind games and fun little competitive things with yourself. Ask somebody else in the freaking Find Share Invite group to jump on a call like this with you and work together, or tell them, hey, I'm going to do 50 invites right now, like let's time each other and whatever, like owes each other a $25 gift card or something like that. You can make it fun for yourself. So Mariah, don't hold your pee. But anyway, you can make it fun for yourself. You can play games. You can set timers. You can make it like a little competition for yourself, whatever it is. If you have to fit it in and quilt it into your day, or get up earlier or go to bed later, or just do it while you're watching TV or intermittently while you're cooking dinner, whatever it is, quilt it in, get it done, because you will always feel better having done it, knowing that that compound effect is working for you, or the slight edge, or however you want to call it. So anywho, I think that that's good. We're going to go into sharing this whole week. And so I'm really excited about that, you guys. I know it's something that you guys always ask about. And it always reminds me of the post that Steve Falco put on Katie's post, where it was like, oh my God, Katie, you put up that you like the month of October and you have more likes on it than a person who just gave birth. And it was like after she had gone through like a Find Share Invite group and she was just like slaying social media. And so it was like, just like that really cool thing where you're like, yeah, see, it works. Like you put the effort in and it works. So I always like looking at that. Yeah, Mariah cringes and nurse. We're all going to need like Pampers, or not Pampers, pull-ups. No, what are those things you get as old ladies? Promise. Isn't that what it's called? The diapers, the lady diapers?
Depends.
Depends. I don't know. Something like that. Lady diapers. All right. Anyways, I love you all. Keep killing it. Keep reading the book chapters every single day. Keep pressing play on your workouts. Keep drinking the shakes. Keep doing all that, knowing that by doing all of it every single day, you are getting somewhere, even if sometimes you don't feel like you are. In the group tomorrow.